Hello, and apologize for the little delay. Hopefully everything will flow seamlessly. If not, please forgive the technical stuff. So hello and welcome to my talk. It's The Wizard, Not the Wand, a creative approach to AI tools in digital art practices. My name is Anne Horel, and today I will tell you a little bit about my background and story in relation to digital art before I show you how I've integrated AI in my practice. And by the end of this session, I will show you Deepfake, my latest project, which is an AI-generated short movie. And then we will have a little bit of time for questions. I'm represented as a director by a company called Partisan since 2015, and Julie Caredda Gallery since last year. I consider myself as a collage artist. I've been archiving the web for over 15 years. I make animation, augmented reality, VR, and now AI. I'm a partner with Meta, Snapchat, TikTok, and Giphy. I'm a tarot reader. I'm a happy mom of 2 amazing cats who I miss so much. And yeah, that's me. My work revolves around archiving the creation of iconographic language proper to the internet era. I started around 2008 and with MySpace. And this has been my subject of creation and reflection ever since. It mainly takes form of animated collage, and in the early years I was also making music. This is a little clip. This is my most famous song. I wrote it and made the music video in 2012.
Connexion Wi-Fi sans fil, airporte-moi, Barésie devant mon screen, dessus-moi, rendez-vous sur mon profil, pirate-moi, mode focus sur mon nombril, clique sur moi. Dis-moi que tu m'aimes avec ton pouce, fais-moi vibrer avec Bluetooth. J'ai rencontré l'amour.com, mon cœur transpire, l'émoticône, mon mec à moi, c'est un widget. J'ai sa photo dans une fenêtre, 400 mégabits à l'heure, tout ça sans message d'erreur. Connexion Wi-Fi sans fil, airporte-moi, Barésie devant mon screen, dessus-moi, rendez-vous sur mon profil, pirate-moi, mode focus sur mon nombril, clique sur moi, j'ai des points cool dans mon slim, débite-moi, tu pop, tu lol, tu m'estimes, et t'aimes ça, pommes et pommes, fais mon régime, contrôle-toi, traque pas sur écran tactile, clique sur moi. Je suis une tasse P en stéréo, je suis une rockstar sur Vimeo, mon dance floor c'est sur Deezer, si tu veux me suivre c'est sur Tumblr, au débit dans mon flux Twitter, pour une after configurée, RSVP via FTP, clique sur moi, j'ai des points cool dans mon slim, débite-moi, tu pop, tu lol, tu m'estimes, et t'aimes ça, pommes et pommes, fais mon régime, contrôle-toi, traque pas sur écran tactile, clique sur moi, tu vis ta vie en streaming, connecte-toi, tu cliques, tu scrolles en jogging, rebloque-moi, relais chaîne, chip processing, upload-moi, noctambule à domicile, clique sur moi. La semaine prochaine, je suis overbook, j'ai trop d'events sur mon Facebook, sur ma webcam, j'ai trop la classe, et c'est à consommer sur place, VIP sur mon canapé, home cinéma sur VLC, vie culturelle optimisée, clique sur moi, connexion Wi-Fi sans fil, airporte-moi, Barésie devant mon screen, désire-moi, rendez-vous sur mon profil, pirate-moi, mode focus sur mon nombril, clique sur moi, j'ai des points cool dans mon slim, débite-moi, tu pop, tu lol, tu m'estimes, et t'aimes ça, pommes et pommes, fais mon régime, contrôle-toi, traque pas sur écran tactile, clique sur moi.
Thank you. This is old, like this is 2012. It feels like a lifetime ago. One technique that I use now, like we make like a big jump in time, and now we are about around the pandemic time. I started learning augmented reality. That's something you can see at the Beffroi Gallery, some of the filters. So I was using my collage as a face mesh and a canvas to give it like a three-dimensional life. I'm not a 3D person. Like I have a problem with perspective. I don't pretty much understand. It makes my brain glitch. So making augmented reality was a way to kind of like cheat and make 3D without knowing 3D. And I still don't know anything about 3D. But it's also allows me to incarnate my collage and like become my own art, and it makes my art travel around the world. It doesn't need to be in a gallery. Like people all around the world can use my filters, and I can see them wearing them, which is absolutely crazy. And this is where I wanted to begin with the story of how I integrated AI in my workflow. Recently, I started to train my own LoRa's on Civitai, and with the collage that I used to make during the pandemic. And then I used the output that you can see on the top as face mesh and canvas to make a three-dimensional embodiment. This one is on TikTok, and you can try it if you flash the code. Another way to recycle my archives is by using the blending tool on Midjourney. It's not a tool that I use that much. I don't really like the aesthetic of Midjourney, and we will talk about the AI aesthetics later. And this is a way to mix together various collage and then have a complete different output. And then with AI animation programs like Luma, for example, I can give them movement, and so it's still animation, but it's again like another way to animate. And so, as a collage artist, there is a way to do collage with the two-dimensional and three-dimensional objects, but also combining tools is also a way to collage. So, and collage is a matter of layering stuff. So the more I add technology and the more I add tools, the more I'm making a statement about collage at the end of the day. And this one is actually a first preview. I've never shown this ever, so this is kind of me giving you the privilege of the first site. Okay, we're not going to watch it because I want to show you other stuff. AI is a very fast evolving field, and when I started studying using it, I prompted, and by the prompt I was also making kind of a collage. My prompt I have written the same way I talk to myself when I'm building an image. So AI is pretty much a matter of language and communication. I'm still making creatures. They just look very different depending on the model I use and how the model is evolving. Here's an example of how I integrate AI and how a workflow can be enhanced with AI. So I have an original image which is at the top. And from this image, I can create an animation that you can see here. And then I can use it as inspiration and reference for VR sculpting, and then incorporate it in AR software. So it's, again, layering tools over and over again. I can also create an animation and then use it as an input in a video-to-video AI program like Runway or Kber, and then edit the animation with the output. These are from a series called Contemporary Divinities, where I question the visual impact of our society's icons, like celebrities. So with the exact same prompt, depending on the platform or the LoRa you're using, you get different results. And these were all made using the exact same prompt, which leads me to one big subject of reflection of mine, which is the aesthetics of normativity with AI. When using AI, I'm not looking for realistic results. I'm not really interested in it. I'm more curious about the machine imagination and the error or misunderstanding, because when what I prompt, between what I prompt and what the machine dreams, there is what I like to call a poetic gap. It's a place and a space of hallucination and invisible and uncontrolled creativity, which is great. Last year, OpenAI was working with on DALL-E 3. And it should come, yeah. And they gave access to a group of people to an experimental model. And I was very lucky to be one of them. And I tend to be a little bit obsessive. So I created over 400,000 creatures with this model. I was very, very geeky on this. And now this model is gone forever. And that's another big subject with digital and data, memory. So when a platform decides to shut down, your data is gone forever. When your hard drive dies, your data is gone forever. When you die, your memory is gone forever, which is fine. It's life. It just makes me think a lot about how digital data is a form of external memory. So in a way, a part of our memories are also physical. They are stored in data centers. But the most interesting part is to think that data is connected to other people's data and is kind of creating a materialized collective consciousness, which is what I think AI is pure magic. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And this is a selection of these creatures I've made with the model, and then I animate them with a motion tracking software. This collection, this series called Data Deities, I generated them with this obsolete model, and I've trained my own model on Civitai. Here are a few of the images I use for the data set I use for the training. So from a dead model gone forever, I get to be independent and free to create again, which is a form of resurrection. Let's now talk about how to experience digital art in physical spaces. This one is in Dubai. It's rightly named Art in Space. It's a curved screen and gives you the feeling of being surrounded by the video. A recent example of how screen can be used to give like a wow experience is the Sphere in Vegas, which is one of my wildest dreams to have my work shown there. However, I find it, I like to find a way to experience digital in playful environments. So I've built this space in Spacial, which is a virtual reality platform, where I've uploaded all of my GIFs around the theme of pizza. I said earlier that I tend to be a little obsessive, and I have a little obsession with pizza. And last year I had a show in the Netherlands where we built a giant pizza box, and from where you could wander in VR in the pizza environment. And then we had like pizza at the opening, and it was a really fun event. We had like a nail artist making pizza on nails. It was really cool. Same sort of space, still VR, but with the incorporation of AI this time. For this, I started to expand a fragment of the Sistine Chapel, and square after square, using outpainting in DALL-E 2. And then I use each parcel, each pixel of the expansion as a brush to paint a VR space using Gravity Sketch, which is a program a sculpting program in VR. And then at this collective exhibition, you would see the full piece in wallpaper and then be able to wander in the space in VR. I'm going to skip through quite quickly about, or not, on a few other examples of how digital can be physical. And then back again to digital. So this burger here was made with DALL-E 2, and I used it as a reference for modeling in clay. So it's a ceramic sculpture, and then 3D models. This was 2D image to 3D in AI, and then make it an AR filter. Same, if you scan the code, you can try it on your phone. Same thing here, DALL-E 2 as a reference or an input, but then this time I turned it into a neon light, and then 3D model, and then AR filter, but it's on TikTok this time. There is also digital, semi-digital fashion with this AR sweater collection. It's a limited edition. You can, when you buy the shirt, you get an NFT, which is another big subject that I will not develop today. But if you want to talk about this, we can open the conversation anytime in the festival. And then when you flash the code, like you wear like a physical object, but you're also a digital being. Considering this subject of memory and how this experimental model that I use disappeared forever, I was inspired to create a ceramic tile wall, kind of being inspired by ceramics I've seen in Pompeii a few years ago, and trying to project myself in the future and imagine how the future generation will interact with what we've built today. Like, as I said, if the data center disappear, all of this data will disappear, but if we print them on objects, there will be like a trace, and there will be something that is actually like a proof that we existed. And yeah, and my I keep saying it because I think it will manifest it at some point, but my dream would be to make like something similar to the Nikit Saint-Phal garden, where it's like a completely physical space where you have like ceramic tiles and monsters and stuff like that, like a kind of like a Disneyland of myself. Not because I'm a narcissist, but because I find it fun. A last fun project I made was a collaboration with a Story to Change the World edition company. This is called Analog VR Sets. I jumped instantly into the project because I had like a childhood core memory of this in museums. And yeah, again, like very playful, very tangible, and that's something I really care about. And now for something completely different. As I said, DALL-E 2 is still up. You can still use DALL-E 2, but now you can with ChatGPT. When you interact with ChatGPT, you have very different aesthetics. Like you have this kind of characters. It's kind of still the same kind of prompt, the same kind of interaction, but I had to readjust the way I'm talking to the machine to get this kind of results. But the textures are very different. The definition is very different. The story that we can imagine behind these creatures is very different. And yeah, just a very different aesthetics. So I wanted to see how these creatures could become like assets for commercials or movie. This is not an official commercial, more of an experiment for a soda company that I made for AI commercial contest. I didn't win, but it's fine. I will win some other stuff. And everything was made with AI, including the music.
Dizzy and gutsy, nothing fancy, just fun and healthy, vegan and tasty. Are you culture pop soda ready? I'm fun to be, but I'm not to leave. I want to be, oh yeah.
This is Charlie. That's my closest dear to heart. I'm glad that you had this reaction because this image is definitely my favorite from all of the movie. So Charlie is a polymorphic potato, and she's also she speaks multiple languages, and she's the main character of Deep Fake. So this is a short movie completely made of AI, images, animation, music, sound design. The only part that weren't made in AI are the script, because ChatGPT is a terrible writer. It has no style. It has no humor. When at first I wanted to do something about the cavern allegory, and so I asked ChatGPT to write a script about that and be kind of like metaphorical and creative, and it was just terrible. So I asked my friend Thomas Mansuy, who is a screenwriter, and he's really, really good, very funny, and we've known each other for a long time, to write a story about this, to imagine a story around this potato character. It was first like a character development, so I started making this potato-based characters, and then I was like, oh, this is why she's polymorphic, because she can be puree, she can be a baked potato, she can be French fries, she can be poutine, she can be chips, she can be whatever you want to do with she can be eaten with the raclette. Like, you can do whatever you want with a potato, and they're also widely cultivated in the world, so it's kind of like a symbol of like humankind in a way. So we kind of like are potatoes. The other thing that wasn't AI is the voice. You might recognize my voice, but in French. Some of the sound effects, I wanted something that was kind of organic. So this is also when you will hear weird noises. It's just me being weird. And yeah, that's it. And the sound was mixed by a human, and the color grading was made by a human as well. So it's a true collaboration between the machine and the human. Let's watch this. And it's the first time I'm showing it in public.
Prénom, Charlie. Famille, tubercule. Je suis une patate, et ceci est mon histoire. Je suis née comme une patate, plan à la verticale, germe vers le haut, de la terre pas trop tassée, et puis j'ai ouvert les yeux, tous mes yeux, genre beaucoup d'yeux. Est-ce que j'ai pleuré ? Je ne sais pas, peut-être. La plus jolie de tout le service, une petite grenaille bien calibrée. Tout le monde disait, celle-là, elle va rouler loin. La vie ne sera que rissolement. C'est peut-être pour ça que je me suis jamais posé de questions. J'ai juste suivi la recette. J'ai été désirée, entourée, brossée. J'ai tout eu. Tout. Des copains, des copines, Du ketchup à la cantine, la meilleure à la corde à pommes de terre sautée, première patate partie, premier baiser. Un peu trop de sauce, mais c'était bon. Bac, classe pré-patate, AOC, et puis tout qui s'enchaîne, à toute vapeur. Première connerie aussi, j'ai abusé du Botox. Je suis tombée dans le glyphosate. J'ai perdu mon label bio pour un peu de sauce samouraï. J'ai fait le tour du monde, je suis passée à la casserole. On m'a tout dit, même que je pourrais pousser sur Mars. Et puis à force de se planter, on finit par se poser. C'est tonton qui a filmé le mariage. On est beau, hein? Monsieur et Madame Patate. Oui, parce que l'amour, parce qu'un jour on se jette à l'eau, on se laisse éplucher. Et puis on se marie en robe des champs, parce qu'on en rêvait, ou peut-être parce qu'on nous a dit à la télé, dans les films, parce qu'on suit la recette, sans se poser de questions. Mais on s'en fout, on a le rêve, sans économe, schlac, sous nos yeux, tous nos yeux, genre beaucoup d'yeux. C'est pratique parce qu'on fait tous le même, en même temps. Maillot, boulot, dodo. Maillot, boulot, dodo. On fait son beurre, on épatate la galerie. Et à la fin de la journée, on est rosti. Mais il faut rester appétissante, il faut bouillir pour être belle. Alors on fait ce qu'il faut. Pour que la fécule reste féculente, que le tubercule reste tuberculeux, que la chair reste ferme. Patatas bravas, patati patata. Ok, mais on fait comment quand on sait pas où poser ses racines? Purée. Non mais ça va aller, hein, ça va?
Non.
Non, je crois que ça va pas.
Tate.
Ça va pas du tout. Non, ça va pas.
Tatra.
Et un jour, on ouvre les yeux. Mais on est quand même dans le noir, on tente le retour à la terre. Mais c'est pas Noirmoutier, hein. C'est le noir sous vide, le noir dont on est perdu. Une patate à tâtons dans le néant intertupérique. Seul au milieu du gratin. Alors que merde, j'ai été tout ce qu'il fallait. Chips en été, frites quand il fallait snacker, duchesse dans le haut du panier, vapeur en hiver, en tortilla avec des moules, des haricots, en aligot, en poutine, en tartine. Je me suis fait braiser dans tous les sens. Mais jamais cru. Jamais. Sans assaisonnement, on est quoi en fait? On est quelque chose. Oh, je vous parle. Vous m'entendez ou pas?
Tate.
On est là, des milliards, pareil. Tout simple mais pas suffisant. On roule, on cherche ailleurs, sans rien comprendre. Et le Botox pour tenir, et le condensed milk pour se diluer les flocons, pour travailler l'amidon. Mais la vérité, c'est que la vie, elle est hachie. Et nous, on se fait bouffer. Purée.
Sombre tubercule. Sans sauce pour te consoler. Terre seule te pleure.
Après, peut-être que c'est pas que notre faute. Oui, peut-être qu'on a appris que ça. Qu'on a juste pris exemple. C'est pour ça qu'on se pose jamais de questions. Ou sinon, c'est parce qu'on est tous des patates. Et à la fin, on sait toujours pas. Pourtant, on a suivi la recette.
Thank you. The movie is a finalist at the Artifact AI Film Festival, and there is an audience favorite prize. So if you want to vote for us, I will be very much appreciated. If you flash this and then you click on the heart, that would be great. Thank you. And now we have time for questions and talk. This is another code that you can flash. It's my link tree, so you have like pretty much everything. I do a lot of things online, and I've been doing that for a long time. So it's a long tree, and then you can find me on every social media with the handle Anne Horel. do we have any questions? Hoo-hoo.
At the beginning, you showed different AI models with the same prompt. Could you tell us what the prompt was?
No. And that's the thing, because I said that I will not develop about NFT and digital art, but I think that's part of the questions and part of it would definitely be a part of my answer. Digital art is something that has been for free on the internet for many, many years. And if you share your prompt, you share like the recipe of your art. And like it's my added value, so I cannot share that. And recently I've been asking myself this question as well because of the training. And so my LoRa's are trained on Civitai, so they are public, but I don't publish them because I don't want people to use it. And it's not that I don't want to share, it's just like I don't feel ready to share years and years of research and training and doing my own thing and finding my voice and just giving out, without any compensation, because I have 2 cats to feed and a rent to pay. So yeah, but that's, yeah. I saw another hand raising.
Yeah, first you talked about when you were using these tools that they provided you, and then it was shut down. And then you trained your own machine for with your results. Can you share the name of that machine? Because I know there are a lot of machine learning tools. It's always very hard to find a good and easy one if you're not a dev. So I would like to know if possible what you are using.
Yeah, I'm using Civitai. It's AI platform, and I think there are like 2 kind of geeks. There are the hardcore geeks and the soft geek. I'm a soft geek, so it's very intuitive and very easy to use. This is definitely a hardcore geek platform where people just like download the models they can find and then they use it on what's the name of this thing everybody is using? I have like a hole in my head. Comfy UI, thank you very much. So yeah, they are using it in Comfy UI, so external from the internet on their own machine. And it's very easy to use. You like with the data set that I've shown. I used maybe like 20 images or something like that, but with very strong visual statements, so the machine understands pretty quickly. And I have like very interesting results, and it's not free, of course, but I found it very intuitive and very beginner friendly, and you can train all kind of LoRa's. So and yeah. And if you need any help, you can always reach out.
What are the video-to-video softwares that you mostly use?
For like, usually I use Kyber and Runway, which is great as well. Yeah, that's it. Kyber is great and Runway is great as well. I've seen another hand. My number 1 advice to develop creativity? I don't know. It's not a linear process. I think creativity is made of up and downs. And I've learned through the years that the ups, when you're creative, like you just go with the flow and get creative. And when the down hits, it's the moment to nourish and rest and just like watch stuff and accept the fact that you are not creative all the time. So I think the advice to be more creative and be like creative in general is to accept that you are not creative all the time and not to be creative. and be inspired by other people who are creative, you know, and do not compare yourself to anyone ever. I've seen hands. Are we done? In any case, you can always find me. I'm leaving tomorrow evening, so I will be around looking at going to talks and going to exhibitions, so don't hesitate to come talk to me.